Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Football Analysis. We're currently enjoying an all-you-can-watch football buffet, but hey, you cannot hear me complain. I'm your girl, Omolabake Raji is my name. CTV Live is the handle, so make sure you follow us across different platforms, right? On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We are there. CTV Live is where we are at, and on TikTok it is CTV Live 1. All right, make sure you follow us. Right, on WhatsApp you could also send your reactions to me. Make sure you don't call the number. Send your reactions via the WhatsApp line. All right, 0901 5601 908. I'm not doing this alone, of course. With me is the Oracle. Well, I gave him that name. MC Biscuit is his name. Hi, so what's up?
Good afternoon, and glad to be here again. It's a new year, like everybody was saying, but I'm actually tired of saying that. Let's get back to it.
And speaking of which, actually, it's my first time being on air with you and this new year, this 2022. So, your year in review, 2021 in review for you, in footballing terms, how did it go for you?
In footballing terms, if I'm to look at it, football went well for me. Yes, went well, and the leagues I do follow, yeah, quite interesting. Though a little bit hiccups and one and there. Though my only downside was Messi taking the Ballon d'Or. That was a very big blow.
Don't let the Messi fans come for you. Don't let them come for you. But I mean, let's celebrate. He won it, so credit to him. Credit to him. All right, then. So, of course, the conversation has got to be from home. We are representing home. AFCON 2021, that is happening in 2022 in Cameroon. Your thoughts on the competition so far, with what you've seen? Of course, we'll be taking it from the top, talking about Cameroon, the performance. They've been so good. A couple of hiccups here and there, but I mean, they came with the sauce. They came with the fire. For all the games you've seen, right, we're already in match day 3. We played match day 3, about 2 games yesterday. For the games you've seen, in total, what are your expectations? Has it been met?
Well, the games that have been played so far, there are 2 teams involved. The first is the big sides are playing with too much caution. The smaller sides are playing with so much confidence. They have nothing to lose. And that is why we have seen so many upsets in the competition so far.
Well, interesting you mentioned that one. And the Cameroon taking on Cape Verde yesterday. Cape Verde actually holding Cameroon to a 1-1 draw. Was that an upset for you? It felt like one to me because of the way Cameroon has played so far. I mean, beating Burkina Faso, then going on to thrash Ethiopia, and then I kind of expected them to go on a 100% run, but hey, Cape Verde were not having that one. How was the game for you? Do you think that maybe Cameroon did they underestimate Cape Verde perhaps, or were Cape Verde just too hot to handle for Cameroon?
The thing I have got to understand so far is the last set of games are going to be very precautionary, meaning we are going to be having more of draws, except in groups where the top is very tight. In fact, most of the games is going to end in a draw, because those who are at the top of the 6 points will just need 1 point. If you check out all the groups, no group has 2 teams on 6 points. No group has 2 teams on 6 points. Meaning, whichever teams on 6 points just have to look for a draw in their last game. And that is possibly what's going to happen in every fixture that has the top team on 6 points currently. And it's going to make the last round of games very edgy, and everybody will be thinking, oh, who's going to score the first goal? Well, let's not expect too much anyway.
Well, Group A is done and dusty. We know that Cameroon, of course, qualified already to the next round of the competition. So credit to them. I mean, they are the host. I mean, we expected quite a lot from them, actually. Well, I expected a lot from Cameroon. Going into this particular competition, they are one of the strong sides. We've got to say they are not babies in African football. Let's now move on to Group B. Senegal and Guinea. it's interesting the fact that they are both tied on points, right? Senegal with 4 points, Guinea with 4 points, and it's quite interesting. Both teams, all right, playing today, right? And for me, do you think Senegal perhaps have they impressed you with the performance that you've seen? We saw that they it seemed as though they struggled to beat Zimbabwe, and now.
Very unimpressive.
Oh, really? Why do you say that?
Well, we expected so much from them, and they've not lived up to the billing. In fact, throughout the tournament so far, they've only scored 1 goal.
And that was the goal against Zimbabwe, the final, the penalty from Sadio Mane.
Yes, and it's very appalling for a squad like that. They've only scored 1 goal so far, and in fact, their attacking prospect isn't even looking lively. In the first 2 games I watched of them, and it's always looking as if, oh, Mane, can you just perform something for us? And Mane is Mane, everybody's going to hold him down.
Well, that's quite interesting for you to say that, but Senegal and Guinea, both sides, I mean, Senegal will be taking on Malawi, and then Guinea will be taking on Zimbabwe. And the fact that you mentioned that you're seeing draws written all over the final games of the group stages, are you expecting the same thing to happen? Senegal taking on Malawi, or in the Guinea-Zimbabwe game?
Well, if you look at it very well, Guinea is at the top of the table, Senegal is second. Their games is going to be looking like, oh, they are not playing against each other, so we'll be expecting them to win their games. But no, they look at the table and say, oh, we are on 4 points. And the nearest team to us is having 3 points, I think. Is it 3? So, yeah, 3 points or 1 point, whatever. So, right now...
No, Malawi has got 3 points. Yeah, Malawi has got 3 points. Senegal, Guinea, 4 points. Malawi with 3 points, and then Zimbabwe with no points right now as it stands.
Why would they want to stress themselves out to get a win or get injured? They want to play safe. Now, if they play well, they will get in as the best loser, whoever is in third. But the joker in there now is, if you check in all the groups, we have 6 groups in tournament, yeah?
Yes.
6 groups, and 4 best losers have to qualify. If you look so far, we have more than 4.
All right. Exactly.
Which will make top place teams are going to be very, very active in their next games. So I'm looking out for Malawi, not even Senegal.
Well, that's interesting, and that's going to be a major upset, because going into this particular game, this particular tournament, I, for one, thought Senegal looked quite sharp. I figured that the way they played, there's just a synergy with them, really. I counted them as one of the strongest side in this competition, but so far, so good. I know there's still a couple of ways to go. If they actually win their next game, or perhaps get a point out of that one, it just, of course, round of 16 football just might be likely for them. But well, you've already said that Senegal they haven't impressed you. What about Guinea, though? With the performance so far, do you think that Guinea have been all about what we expected them to be, or perhaps did I expect too much perhaps from these teams?
Like what I started with, the smaller teams are playing with so much confidence because they have nothing to lose. Senegal would have been at the top of the table, but wow, who is at the top? Guinea. So,
no, Senegal is on top, actually. Senegal is on top, actually, yes. But they are tied on points. Senegal and Guinea are tied on points, 4 points between both sides.
Yeah, they are tied on points, yes. Though I think on head-to-head, Guinea is on top, I guess. The formula they use, I didn't even understand it, but I think when I checked the table, Guinea was on top. So when it comes down to that, we'll look at the second place teams and the third place teams. Nobody wants to face the top teams. And right now, it's looking likely like the top teams are not even at the top of their tables, aside from Cameroon and Algeria. So which is making it really funny. The next round of games is going to be interesting, very, very interesting, because we'll have so many giant killers.
And I cannot wait for the interesting part of it. So far, so good. We've actually had some tasty fixtures on our hands, tasty results, feisty encounter to say the very least. Let's now move away from Group B action now to Group C. Morocco sitting quite comfortably at the top of the table right there with 6 points. I mean, they took points off of Ghana, maximum points off of Ghana. They beat Comoros, and now they're looking to play Gabon. So far, so good. Morocco's performance, I have been quite impressed, really. I figured that I think they have a point to prove, to say the very least. They've come in with so much energy. I really like the way they play. I just like the energy, to say the very least. And I don't know, can we count Morocco as one of the big boys, considering the kind of performance they've been giving to us, I mean, their last 2 games, or are they flattering to deceive?
You know, I don't know if there's a theory behind my very absurd thinking. It's as if when the North African teams left their homes to Cameroon, they just exchanged personality and how they play. Egypt, that usually plays the team game, switched to Morocco, that plays individual games. Now, Egypt is now playing individual football, and Morocco is playing the team game. Tunisia usually play the team game, even if they are losing. But right now, it's not even looking like they have a team. They're just playing, let's survive. Morocco right now are looking like a very strong team, but, well, over time, I've known Morocco to always play very good football in the group stage, and when it matters most, they crash out. So I'm not expecting too much from Morocco anyway.
But
yeah, they're doing good.
Well, credit to them, Morocco. They're actually doing well. And talking about how Group C is looking like, or how it's shaped right now, Morocco sitting quite comfortably in first place with 6 points, with Gabon in second place with 4 points, and then Ghana with 1 point. We know that Ghana's preparation, them getting to this point in the AFCON anyway, it's a lot of chaos. It's been chaotic. But because, I mean, the name, it's Ghana, right? They play good football. We expect them, we expect certain things from them when they play in Africa especially. They're one of the big boys in African football, and it's looking as though Ghana just might not be getting into the round of 16.
Well, I think Ghana has so many things working against them for me. First off, there's one certain country that is not in the tournament that is so happy that Ghana is actually falling.
South Africa.
South Africa, yeah. So it's actually funny. I want to believe Ghana didn't go to the tournament with their preferred lineup. That's how I actually say, when they are very low on confidence. They didn't even expect they will be at this point in time at where they are in the table, making their last group game look like a do-or-die affair.
Exactly.
I pity Comoros anyway.
You think? So you're expecting Ghana to do the business over Comoros?
I pity Comoros. Though I don't expect Comoros to lose. That's the sweet part of it.
Oh.
I expect Comoros to come out fighting. In fact, if Comoros can win that game, they will jubilate more than whoever is winning the World Cup.
And actually, I can so relate, because Comoros has got to be the not so big boy in that particular group, and it's actually going to be a major result, a major upset actually, if Comoros do get it better of the Ghanaian national team. All right then. All right. So talking about Group C, Morocco, all right, is looking as though they've qualified already, or they have qualified, 6 points. So Gabon, perhaps maybe Ghana will be, I don't know, getting action. I don't know. I just cannot wait. Let's see if Ghana will be able to get the better of Comoros, and then see if we can get a bit more action, perhaps, I guess. All right, now let's move to Group D, where our very own, our own Gogon, the Super Eagles of Nigeria sitting quite comfortably with 6 points, having beaten Egypt 1-0, and then beaten Sudan 3-1. So far, so good, right? Egypt seemed to be our major obstacle, at least in the group stages, and we're able to take care of them quite well. So far, so good. What you've seen of the Super Eagles, are we looking? We look quite sharp in front. I figured we look really good up front. I didn't give them so much credit actually going into this competition. I wasn't expecting so much, considering the preparation, or better still, the lack of it, right? So far, so good. What you've seen of the Super Eagles, first two games in the competition. Your take on us? What do you think we're capable of doing? Can we see it through to the end?
If I'm the manager, I'm actually going to feel a different side entirely. I'll feel a different side entirely. Yes, the team has qualified, but he needs to take the top of the group. He needs to stay on the top of the group. And if he brings in a new set of squad to play, they would actually want to give a very good account of themselves. Being the fact, I just hope he doesn't play or start Sadiq.
Sadiq Umar.
Olayinka should actually start Cameroon. Yeah,
Okay.
Olayinka is actually, he hasn't touched the ball yet in this tournament, so I expect him to start in the next game. And it will be, if I keeping the team already know, keeping them at rest, so they are going to be fresh for the next round. Though Equatorial Guinea is going to come out, Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau.
Who are they playing against?
Yeah, we play Guinea-Bissau.
Yeah, they are going to come out fighting because, well, top place is actually hot cake right now.
And speaking of which, right, taking on Egypt, I felt like we were a tad wasteful. We created way too many chances for us to just beat Egypt by a goal to nil. And I think we redeemed that. We changed something about that one by scoring 3 goals against Sudan. Are we expecting perhaps for us to increase the tally of our goals now against Guinea-Bissau? And the sharpest player so far in our attack has got to be Moses Simon. It's just, I don't know, there's just something going on with him. I mean, the man from Nantes it's amazing to watch him play for the Eagles like this. I love the kind of form, I love the kind of energy he's currently on. I love the kind of should I say the dynamism he brings to our attack.
Yeah, he has always been doing great for his club side, which we always known him to be very tricky with the foot. And let's not forget that Kianacho is also doing something very great in that team too, which is taking that number 8 very, very well. And the striker, Awoni is actually doing a very great job too. And most of the time, when they give our wingers the ball, which is
Chukwueze and Simon,
the ball, they drag the defenders with them too, which gives our team space. So, I think Nigeria is going to go for the win in the next game, hoping and trying to create a history for themselves to win their first 3 games. Because I can't remember the last time they did that in any AFCON or even a World Cup. So they want to go for those 3 points. And as a Nigerian, I want them to get the 3 points and if possible get like 5 goals, if possible. But it's AFCON. 5 goals is a miracle that you get every day.
It is actually considering. So far so good. Cameroon have been the biggest scorers of the competition. They seem to be comfortable at home. So far we've just had some interesting 1-1 draw, 2-1 and co. That kind of run basically. I'm talking about Egypt now, right? The fact that they lost to Nigeria, they came back with more energy now against Guinea-Bissau, because the way they played against Nigeria, I did not expect it. As a Nigerian, I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed the fact that they just seemed to not know what to do with the ball. But that was not the Egypt we prepared for. That was not the Egypt we expected. So seeing them the way they played against Nigeria, I felt like something changed against Guinea-Bissau. It was quite unfortunate though that it was just 1 goal they scored, because they actually dominated that game for the better part of 90 minutes. They would walk quite a number of times. I lost count at some point really, but so far so good though. Do you think that Egypt perhaps are getting back to the Egypt we used to know?
Well, if you ask me, to be frank and to be honest, I would not want Nigeria to meet Egypt again. In fact, I would just love one team to just knock Egypt out, because if they should get Nigeria the next time, it's not going to be that funny.
It's going to be bloody.
I think it will be bloody, because I think the first game, they respected the Nigerian team. That is what happened in the first game. We were expecting Nigeria to respect them, but it was the other way around. and before they could get themselves, time was up, and whoop, ran away with it. And the next time it's going to happen, ooh, I don't want to see Uncle Salah doing some kind of magical things there. I just saw someone that just picked his leg and, out of the tournament back to Liverpool.
Oh, that's football, absolutely. So credit to Super Eagles. We're taking on Guinea-Bissau tomorrow. So, of course, we're expecting maximum points from our boys. And in other action, other groups, Group E, Gambia drawing 1-0 draw to Mali, and then Tunisia with a 4-0 thrashing. So basically, so far so good. I don't think any. I'm talking about the North African teams, though. I don't think we have to. We can go away without talking about Algeria. Really, what do you think about the Algerian national team? I never expected the things I'm seeing from them. That wasn't what we came here for.
Well, like I said before, the big teams are playing with too much caution, and while the smaller teams are playing with the mindset of, okay, we just came to Cameroon, we're not expected to win the title, so let's just do whatever it is and just make our own name. And the big boys are the ones under pressure, except Cameroon, who are the host. In fact, they are under the most pressure because they are at home. While Nigeria, who has 6 points, well, our first game was against the big team, so it's a different ball game. But Algeria, in their table, they are the biggest team in that team. So they were expected to get 9 points, but wow, look at where they are. So,
exactly, that's it. Look at where they are. I feel like this AFCON has it came with so much drama, so much talking points, not so many goals as we would have wanted, but hey, we expect this anyway, right? Our games in Africa can be a tad physical, and it's a question of how much you can actually defend, not so much as how much you can score. How tight can you keep it at the back is basically it. Of course, we're looking forward to the next round of games, and hopefully we get more goals than we've gotten in the first 2 games of the competition. All right then, so we'll be going on a really quick break. When I return, many more action as it has happened or as it's going to happen across different leagues in Europe. Stick around, we'll be right back. Analysis with me, Omola Bakeraji, and Chisom Okpala, aka MC Biscuit. We're taking the action now from the EPL. It's quite interesting, right? It takes me some time to actually remind myself that club football is still ongoing. My attention, my focus is so much on the AFCON that it takes, I don't know, I just have to, maybe I check the fixtures and I'm like, oh, we've got games today? Oh, interesting. Is it the same for you, Chisom?
Well, it's actually the same for me too. Now, if you have noticed, the AFCON, most of the players are playing with so much caution not to get injured to go to their club side. That's another theory from another side.
And an interesting theory, it is absolutely. So now let's talk about the action that went down on Saturday in the Premier League. It was something very interesting, to say the very least. We had the champions of England going head-to-head with the champions of Europe. And to say that fireworks actually erupted at the Etihad Stadium would be a major understatement, all right? Let's talk about that game really quickly, right? Manchester City beat Chelsea the first time out. In the Stamford Bridge, it was something interesting. That's interesting seems to be the only word I can find to qualify that particular first leg, because Chelsea actually defended quite resolutely, but hey, Gabriel Jesus was not having any of that. So Manchester City took maximum points in that one. And then we went into the second leg, and we expected, I don't know, maybe Chelsea just could give us a title race back. But that did not happen because of a KDB stunner. Kevin De Bruyne was the man of the moment. What a strike. What a goal. What a man.
Well, Man City, they didn't surprise me. I wasn't surprised in the game. I expected Man City to take the win. So I was only surprised that it was just one goal.
Wow.
Man City, well, they're just there. I don't rate Chelsea so high. Yeah, forgive me. I don't rate them so high. I don't know. Most people don't see what I see. Chelsea have the players, yes. But that squad play, they don't have it. That is what people have not seen yet. When it starts getting to the dying moments of the league this season, we're going to see the Chelsea that I'm actually seeing, that most people are not seeing. Yes, they've been informed, but, well, the form Man City is right now, we need to play them against the gods, because normal humans can't beat them right now.
And it's quite interesting you mentioned that, because a major thing that has been going not the way of Man City, I think, in my opinion, is the fact that they've been playing without an out-and-out striker. Gabriel Jesus just comes in to just warm up a bit, really, and just get a tiny bit of the action, really, before he goes off again. And I figured that was something that Chelsea just might be able to take advantage of, considering, Romelu Lukaku and all of the firepower they've got in front. But that was not to be, though. The first half of that game, to say that I didn't have words for the performance of Chelsea. They were just everywhere. They were. Should we talk about that Mateo Kovacic's aula that could have actually led to a goal, but credit to the keeper Arrizabalaga, was able to keep that one out, stopping Jack Grealish from scoring. But throughout that game, if you agree with me, it felt as though it was a question of how many Manchester City would score. It was a question of how really of City's dominance. City were everywhere. Chelsea did not have any shot on target in the first half. In the second one, they showed a bit of blip of okay, we are here, we're actually not absent, but it was City everywhere you turn.
Well, it's something we all expect. You're playing against a Man City, do not try to outplay them. Do not try to overpower them. They will hold the ball. All you have to do is just arrange yourselves in your line and wait for them to come. And that brings back what Lukaku said back then, that team isn't playing to his own strength. And right now, I can't even say what pattern is the Chelsea manager playing right now. I don't even know. Because
it was the same pattern. Hold on, let me butt in there, Chisom. That was the same pattern that won them the Champions League, though.
Yes, the Champions League is a one-off game. That's the difference. It's a one-off game. It's not a game where you are playing week in, week out. No. That's the same problem we have with Jose Mourinho. When it comes to one-off games, he is very good at it. But in the league, well, nowadays it's not really that. It's not really there. And that's the difference. For one-off games, I think Tuchel is good. But for the league, well, it's a different ball game. Right now, I don't know if the injury to James that's the problem with Chelsea, and the attacking is now looking like, well, there's nobody in front. Well, with time, other teams might catch up. And I would love to see when other teams climb up and get closer. At least the European champions going to Conference League won't be that bad.
Wow, that's quite interesting to say the very least. And actually, like I said, I expected a bit more of a title race. I expected that Chelsea were just going to give City a fight, a run for their money. But no, look at City running away with 11-point difference. Ouch. But credit to Pep Guardiola and his team. I mean, they are running the business in the Premier League. I mean, no one comes close right now. Let's now move away to another okay, let me say the City one wasn't a shocking result. So the actual shock for me of the weekend had to be Norwich City actually beating Everton. Norwich actually went 2 goals ahead in that particular game before Everton were able to pull one back, but it was too little too late because Norwich actually did it. Did you actually see Norwich beating Everton?
No, I didn't see that game coming. I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect Norwich to get all 3 points, but well, the big elephants have been chased away from the farm, so I think things might change later on. I'm talking about Rafa Benitez.
I was just going to talk about his exit, really, for the fact that as soon as he even got appointed as the coach of Everton, a lot of Everton fans had a lot to say with his appointment. I mean, considering the fact that he used to be a Liverpool boss, he used to be a manager for their their arch rivals, and then having to come. And something interesting that actually caught my attention on Twitter was the fact that Liverpool fans were actually thanking Rafael Benitez for a job well done with Everton, and that's some sarcastic stuff going on there. Credit to Norwich City, though, 2-1 it ended in favor of Norwich. Credit to them. Not many people saw that coming. I did not see it coming, really, because even at Everton's lowest, I figured Norwich right now. Okay, moving on though. Let's now move on to the Wolves taking on Southampton. That game, 3-1, it ended in favor of Wolves. And Wolves right now, I don't know, it's something. What's going on? Some rejuvenation seems to have happened to that team. And for the Saints, it seems as though they're just spiraling, just going down, down, and down.
Well, Southampton are the typical Premier League team. They just hang around there. They're just the natural fighters. They just hang around. When they meet their mates, they do normal. Then when they meet the big boys, they become like they have bred Real Madrid. But well, they are doing some good job there. Now, the relegation battle is already heating up, and it's not even game 25 yet.
At all. It's interesting. I of course I'm enjoying it myself, but I don't know. I think it's still crossed really with who is going to be enjoying the championship next season and who is going to be staying on in the Premier League. Let's now move on to another relegation battle kind of drama. Newcastle drawing to Watford, 1-1 draw it ended. And the fact that Newcastle, they can't seem to buy a win right now, even though if perhaps they're selling a win for a pence, they can't seem to afford it.
Well, Newcastle, I was disappointed in them. I expected Newcastle to win that game. Then when I saw Newcastle was leading, I was like, oh yeah, they are doing the job nice. Then when I saw 1-1, I was like, what the? It just keeps happening. They keep taking the lead and keep conceding at the end of it. It just keeps happening. They need to show up their defense real fast, or they will be contesting to with Norwich in the championship. I don't know, Norwich are not gone yet, but Norwich just knows how to win the championship.
They do know, absolutely. They know how to just come and go. They go win the championship, they come back to the Premier League and rinse and repeat and continue that particular journey. Let's now move away now to the Villa Park. That was a game and a half. It was so interesting. It was popcorn worthy. Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 2. United actually went 2 goals up in that game and felt like a pack of cards. Stephen G and his boys should be excited, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I didn't see that game, but I was following the game online. When the game was at 0-2, Manchester United leading, I was like, oh, wow, these guys actually won this game. That was what I thought. Then I came back 80 minutes, I think around 85 minutes. Let me just see what's going on. And I saw 2-2, like, what the? How did this happen? Then I saw continuing the score. Okay. Welcome back to the Premier League. And, well, that's the same Coutinho that we said was washed up. Then I think Barcelona has a very big problem.
And speaking of Coutinho, really, what a way to announce your return to the Premier League. I mean, doing it for Liverpool fans, though? I mean, getting to pick just reign of Manchester United's parade, considering the kind of rivalry between the both sides. Speaking of Manchester United and Liverpool right now, the fact that I was able to just punch and just reign their party a little bit. But talking about United now, what's going on though?
United, well, there's nothing wrong with United. They are doing the United thing. Just hang in there, just hang around. First off, now we know that, well, our other manager was not the problem. Like I always said then, he was not really the problem.
What then is the problem of United?
Like the problem. The team itself is the problem. They still don't have a style of play. They're not thought about what they want to do. Everybody is just trying to outshine the other. That's the problem they have. Too many competition on the pitch. The competition should be on the training ground and not on the pitch. But they are always competing against themselves. That's their problem there. And Ragnick is just, just one passing by. He's not going to get the job. So whatever happens, happens.
Interesting to say the very least. Let's now move away to the London Stadium, where the Hammers actually fell 2-3 to Leeds United. Leeds actually getting maximum points in that one. And that game, to say it was thrilling, would be a major understatement. I didn't think Leeds were going to be able to do it, considering how much they actually concede goals at the back, how much they leak goals, really. And I don't know, your take on the game.
Well, that game is what I would tag using basket to fetch water and the water stays. Very shocking. Yeah, very shocking, because I didn't expect Leeds actually score 3 goals, not to talk about even winning the game. In fact, at the point in time, they were leading 1-3.
Yes.
They away from home. Yeah, at the point in time, it was 1-3 before West Ham scored the second goal. I was like, wow, this is actually interesting. And Bielsa was even it was even funny for me. Bielsa didn't even celebrate, didn't even jubilate. After the game, he just walked away. Like, the job is not done.
Exactly. They still have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. But hey, I think it's a step in the right direction, though. Credit to them.
Yeah, well, I expect Leeds to stay up. I'm hoping they stay up. And I expect Bielsa to still be there. Though he's still giving that body signs like he's going to leave, but I don't want him to leave.
Our fingers crossed. To be waiting to see if and when that's going to be happening. Let's now move on to the final game of the Premier League, where Liverpool actually were able to take their pound of flesh on Brentford. Brentford were the ones who started to rain on Liverpool's parade at the beginning of the season. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. And it's quite interesting, the man who actually opened the scoring for the Reds, Fabinho, seems to be on fire these days. It seems to be everywhere for Liverpool, scoring goals.
Well, Fabinho is, I'll call him the current Mr. Dependable. He's actually doing a great job in Liverpool. He's actually the first solid rock before they meet the
defense.
At the back, Van Dijk. And let's not forget Alexandra. Alexandra is actually doing something very great there too.
Yes, I mean 10 assists just this season alone as a defender.
Yeah. Well, he's beating his own record, and he wants to beat his record for
again. Exactly, he did that 2018-2019 season. 19. I mean, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. Big ups to him. So, talking about all of the action, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's always nice when you see a player competing against himself. It's always nice.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Jurgen Klopp should be excited about that one. Looking up about all of the action that went down really in the Premier League, it's safe to say that City, should we just give City the title already?
No, we shouldn't give City the title. Maybe after game week 30, we might know who is winning and who is not. Because,
City are 11 points. City are currently 11 points clear.
11 points clear. Do you know what happens at the relegation teams? They know how to bring the spoiling package.
True that. Well, I don't expect. I don't know.
Well, I won't be surprised if Norwich just play against a Man City now, score the first goal, and lock shop, throw away the key, put a cement on the post. And if it can happen like 2-3 times, if it happens like 3 times, then you know the league is open again. So let's not take it up from what is going on so far. Yes, they are 11 points ahead. There was a time when Manchester United were 15 points ahead and Arsenal won the league. So anything is possible.
True. But my challenge with the other teams, really, with the big boys, really, in the Premier League, is the fact that usually when City slips up and drops points, other teams also do the same thing too. They also drop points.
Yeah, well, I think someone is holding a remote somewhere.
All right, then we'll be getting to see if that person will perhaps control it in a way that's going to change, or perhaps just, I don't know, just change something basically. So credit to everyone who were able to pick maximum points over the weekend, and for the ones who were the vanquished or perhaps drew, in the case now, right, talking about Manchester United, they need to fight another day perhaps, so we'll get to see much more of the action as the season does progresses. Some interesting stuff right there. Let's now move on really quickly. A quick stopover at the Supercopa de España. Credit to Real Madrid. Hala Madrid. For me, I feel like the finals, it didn't come with the energy I expected, but the semi-final actually came with that, really. Talking about Barca, Real Madrid, that 2-3 win for Real, and then the Atletico Madrid Athletic Club debacle. Atletico Madrid were leading for so long, and then Athletic Club just came to pull the rug off of their feet, really, and won that one 2-1. Was Athletic Club getting to the final? Did they make it too easy for Real, really?
Yeah, it made it easy for Real to just pick it up. No, I didn't expect any of the three sides to beat Real. Whichever of them met Real Madrid in the finals, it's still a win for Real Madrid, because the form Madrid is in right now, well,
bring anybody.
I won't want to be an opponent. Yeah, I don't want to be an opponent right now.
Oh.
So congrats to them anyway.
Credit to Real. I mean, Don Carlo Ancelotti should be proud of his boys. He should be.
Yeah, sure. Considering the fact that his midfield trio are actually aging and are still delivering.
Exactly.
He did something good there.
Yes, and speaking of which, now let's go back now to the semi-final action. Barca 2, Real Madrid 3, beg your pardon. Barca actually played it actually gave a proper El Clasico feel. That was one of the best El Clasicos we've had in a while. But Barca were not able to pull through, so to speak. Should that be something that the coach now, Xavi, should they take it as a plus, that something somewhere is starting to work, and now they can start to look at building or growing as it is? Perhaps the foundation has already been set.
Let's not expect anything special from Barcelona this season. What Xavi is doing right now is what I would call damage control. Yes, he's going to have one or two very classy games, but don't expect continuity like that. Don't expect consistency, because he's still trying to get to know the team itself. So I think most of what he knows of the team is from watching on TV. So right now, let's just look forward to next season. But for this season, it's gone.
I was hoping you were going to give some Barca fans some encouraging words right there, but no, you just had to rain on their parade. All right then, I mean, credit to Real Madrid. They are the champions of the Supercopa de España title. I mean, that's something really great for them. The front line in such amazing form. The middle as well. The midfield, they are aging, but still old but gold in this case. So credit to Real Madrid. Okay, now it's time to draw the curtains on the show. I mean, there's so much football action to talk about. But hey, we've got to stop somewhere sometime, right? Thank you so much for doing this with me, Chisom. But before we say our Betty buys, Nigeria what? Guinea-Bissau what? Are we expecting?
Well, I'm expecting a 0-2 or 2-0 win for Nigeria anyway.
Nigeria 2, Guinea-Bissau 0. All right, let's see. What are your goal scorers?
Well, like I said, I'm not going to start my regular team, so I'm expecting Olayinka to score and possibly Musa to score.
But speaking of which, the fact that there was no rotation within our first two games, the same starting 11, I'm not expecting that coach Osnego will be changing anything.
Well, let's hope he doesn't change anything. But if I was the manager, I would change a lot. The only thing that wouldn't really change would be the back line.
Okay, all right. But you like to tweak the middle and the attack a bit, right?
I expect the keeper should be dropped.
Wow, interesting. That's some bold call right there. So Maduka dropped for who?
Yeah, the keeper. Well, Maduka dropped for
Akpe?
So that for no, not Akpe, the other one.
Uzo.
Yeah, Uzo, yes, Uzo.
Wow,
Because
that's...
that could be the only chance for him to get a game time in this tournament.
Oh, okay. Speaking of, not because of quality now, right? Just for rotational purposes.
Yeah, just for rotational, yeah. Though when it comes to quality, I'm not a Okoye fan, not at all. Yeah, he looks commanding, but I will still take Uzo over, because there are some errors that he did that are very shaky. The defense have been very, very audible in the defense there, so you're not really noticing the fear in the mind of the keeper there. I was once a goalkeeper too, so I can actually tell. The defense is actually doing their job well. That's why you don't really notice.
Okay. I hope Coach Gabo is listening, though. I hope he's listening. We'll be seeing if he's going to be doing some reaction, back about the rotation and stuff with his site. But thank you so much for doing this with me, Chisom. As always, it was an amazing time talking football with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure being on air with you too.
All right then, thank you so much guys for hanging with us. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did. I mean, we never get tired of talking football, and football never stops. So yeah, we've got AFCON games today also to look forward to, as well as tomorrow. Our very own Super Eagles will be in action tomorrow, and we're waiting to see what's going to be happening against Guinea-Bissau. 3 points, nothing less. That's what we want, and maybe more goals, perhaps. Yeah, well, of course we want more goals. All right, guys, till I come your way again, I remain your own girl, Omolabake Raji is the name. CTV Live is the handle. Like I always say, life is way too short not to experience football. So make sure you have fun and enjoy this buffet, this all-you-can-watch buffet of football right in front of us. Make sure you stay safe, make sure you stay well, and have a lovely rest of your day.